Hello everybody, I hope you're all well. I'm so sorry about this shadow on my page here. I'm going to try and obviously bring the brightness up. Hopefully it's not too obvious, but if it is, I'm so sorry. The lighting in this room is it's like overhead lighting, and there's nothing I can do about it apart from remove the bulb, but I can't even remove the bulb because they're integrated, so I can't even do that. So I can only apologise, but I obviously will zoom in and bring the page up to the lens as best as I can to show you these inks. So I got a new ink, it actually arrived today, and I really wanted to swatch it, but I also wanted to compare all of my other brown inks, because I don't know about you, but I know it's the 1st of August today. However, I am very eager to get into my brown and inks, my autumnal muted dark colour palette for autumn, so I'm just craving the inks. Okay, so I have, I think, 19 or 20 inks here to the left of me. Unfortunately I don't have a wide selection of different brands and things to swatch for you. It's just how things are for me, unfortunately. I have, the vast majority of them are Diamine inks, just because Diamine inks are so affordable, and especially here in the UK, a really decent size bottle. So I think this is one of these size bottles. I think this is 30ml bottle. It's £2 something, £2.50, which is so affordable, that whenever I'm oh, I'd like to try a new ink, or not a specific ink maybe that's been recommended, but a new colour or something like that, Diamine have just such a vast range of inks, and as I said, they're so affordable. So the majority of them are Diamine. I also have some Birmingham pen company samples, and 2 Ferris wheel press ones. But I just wanted to pull my tea and over, because I had swatched these Birmingham pen company samples in here when they arrived, and from the top of my head they were kind of brown, but now I'm thinking about it, I'm are they brown enough to be in here? I mean, these are my Diamine ones anyway. So okay, so these 3 is the Antique Sepia is pinkish with pinkish with brown, but when you have a writing sample it dries down quite brown. But I would say these 2, definitely Sandstone is a brown with green undertone, and Petrified Wood is more pinkish brown, with green shading, which is nice. I think when you get a writing sample it's gonna come out more of that pinkish brown, and when you get this is gonna be more of that cool brown when you're writing with it. I will swatch them though, because I think it will be interesting to see, and you know, we'll be able to compare them to, just for reference, I'm going to actually swatch these inks in the back of my Sterling ink common planner, because I have, it's already over halfway through the year and I've only used like 10 pages or something, so I have a lot of pages back here to use, and this is my favorite paper that I have out of all of my notebooks and stuff. I believe this is the only notebook I actually have with excuse me, with the Sands and Tomoe River paper. Obviously I have the passport size of this as well, and they're both the same. But I really love this. I just love how silky and smooth it is. So I kind of know going in to 2025 that I'm probably going to stick with Sterling ink because I love it, and it's just very like minimal and I can decorate it as much as I want. And I will be swatching with, well, I did bring over calligraphy nib, but I don't know if I'm going to actually write with this or if I'm just going to stick with my Kakamori nib. But we'll see. We'll see. So this first one, Colosseum, I think this is going to be one of the lightest ones that I have. That is brown. It's very light. As you can see, and quite a few of these inks, like these Wonders of the Wild ones and these Birmingham Pen Company ones, I haven't actually tried on this paper before. So we have Diamine, Colosseum. Spelt it wrong. Amazing. Never mind. It'll be interesting to kind of see as well the difference between how they look on different papers. See, that just looks so different. That looks a lot more yellow tone. I'll do sandstone next because I want to put these together. I want to see how they look. Similar, but we'll see how it dries down because we know things like to change. I mean, not the only one, but an ink that I am keen on getting, and actually I have ordered, thinking about it, is Oyster Hour by Ferris Press, because I feel like that's going to be similar to these two, maybe a bit darker, and I'd be interested to see that one. But this next one is Petrified Wood from Birmingham Pen Company. I don't know if you could see that when it first went down it was quite similar to sandstone, but as it's drying it's becoming more pink. Okay, so this is, okay, that's a lot more green than I thought it was. Antique Sepia. But I did say it kind of like dries a bit pinky brown, so. But again, it really just depends on the paper, doesn't it? Because it did not look as green as this on the Traveller's Company one. But I guess that's why we do these ink explorations and things like that, isn't it? Pinkish brown undertones coming through though. Okay, the next one I want to do next these is Weeping Willow, which is from the Diamine ink vent calendar. And a lot of people are waiting for the larger bottles of it because it is a really lovely ink. It does remind me of like these Birmingham Pen Company ones because they all have this really lovely like chromo shading. Next we will do, let's do Cinnabon. I really like this colour and I love that it smells of cinnamon. But a lot of people didn't like this ink because it feathers, and it's just a wetter ink because of the scent. I put it, when I first used it in a pen, I put this in, in my Twisby, which is, where? Here. I put it in this Twisby, which has an extra fine nib, and it wrote perfectly. So I would recommend with your scented inks, if you find that they are feathering, just try them in a finer nib. And I bet they'll work great, because that's a really lovely colour. It's like a really warm brown. But you'll see it will feather on this page because there's obviously a lot of ink here, but you know, give it a try in a pen first. It smells heavenly. Now I'm gonna swatch my newest ink, which arrived today. So this is the Diamine ink. It's in the colour Oh Betty's, which is an exclusive collaboration ink with Art from the Heart, which are a small stationers here in the UK. They're based. They are based in Harrogate, which is in Yorkshire, and I always send a little bag of Yorkshire tea, which is my favourite tea. But anyway, I saw like a swatch of this and it looked so good. It looked so nice, like something that I don't really have, and I wanted to give it a try. When they do these collaboration inks with Art from the Heart, I don't know about other brands, like other retailers, but when they do them from Art from the Heart, they do two at a time. So the other one with this was like a purple with like a green shading. God, even the lid looks like it has tea leaves in it. Oh my god, if it was scented and it smelled like tea, that would be amazing. But yeah, the purple one didn't really catch my eye so much. I have quite a few purple inks and I don't really gravitate towards them, to be quite honest. I have one purple pen, but I am thinking of actually selling it because it's a board nib and I don't really use it. But anyway, yeah, you can see the feathering there on the writing, but if you use a finer nib, it will write really nicely, I promise. So anyway, let's do this one, and they only sell these in like these larger bottles, which is fine for this particular ink because I thought that I was really gonna love it. Oh yeah, here we go. It's like similar, it's like, yeah, that is similar, but still different, you know? But anyway, before we move on to the shimmers, let me finish off with some dark inks then. So I've only got 3 dark browns, but that's fine. I don't even remember if I said it, but the one that I had wanted in this kind of like lighter brown family is Oyster Hour from Ferris Press, and I actually I had to order something else from the Heart. They're going to be sick of me by the end of the week. Yeah, I had to order something for my mum, and in my basket already was a bottle of Oyster Hour, and I was just contemplating whether to get it, if it was going to be too similar to these inks. Is it, you know, going to be worth it or whatever? But in the end I removed it, and I put the charger set in my basket instead, which has Oyster Hour in it, and it also has Steeped Umber, which I know is another dark brown. So we'll maybe be able to give those a try. It's Thursday today, and it's Dylan's birthday on Monday. It's his 30th. My parents are coming down on Saturday, and we're going out. Lovely. This is Diamine Ink Vent 2023 again. This is Walnut, and I have put this in a pen. I had this in my Twisby actually. So all of these browns from the Ink Vent. So I got that cream rose gold Twisby. I got it for Christmas from Dylan. So I just thought it's going to complement brown inks so nicely. This is such a rich brown. So this is from Ink Vent as well. this was from 2022's ink vent, and it is called, a lot of ink on there, Pick Me Up. And this has a sheen to it, and a scent actually. It says scent and sheen, so it smells, in my opinion, it smells like Turkish Delight. I don't know what the scent is actually supposed to be, if that's true or not, but yeah, it has and it has a green sheen, so we should be able to see that come through in a bit. So in my TWSBI here, I've recently inked it up with Ferris Press Beaver Dam Brown, and I just have a charger that I got recently of it. So I'm excited to kind of compare it between Pick Me Up and Walnut, because I do think they are quite similar, but I know that Beaver Dam Brown, I actually wrote the title at the top at the beginning with it. It is a bit more like reddish purplish tone. Yeah, I think you can kind of see that, right? But if any of you have Steeped Umber or Oyster Hour, please let me know, like, what is the most similar ink? What does it compare to? So then I've got 4 Shimmer inks here. I've got Ferris Press, and then I've got 3 Diamine inks. 2 of them are from the ink vent calendar, which you will probably guess. So shall we do those first? So I have first Your Log. I bought these from someone selling these, like, after the event, but I did open my first ink vent calendar last Christmas, the Christmas just gone, and I was able to open and use and swatch these like beautiful inks like Weeping Willow and Cinnamon and whatnot, and I just, it's so much more exciting than getting chocolate, I have to say. Get a new ink each day. So this is Your Log, and it is a gorgeous chocolatey brown, quite warm, with these like almost rose gold brown shimmers. That wasn't a very good line. And yeah, it's just, it's so nice, it's so pretty. First one here that I'm doing now is Dusted Truffle, and it goes down quite green, but it dries phenomenally. I'm sure you guys have all seen this on someone's videos or Instagram or wherever. I'm so sorry about this lighting, it's absolutely terrible. And this is Majestic Maple Syrup, and I put this in my Estabrick SD. It was the first ink that I put in there because I thought the colours were just gorgeous together, and they are. Don't get me wrong, but we kind of know that Ferris will press inks, especially shimmer inks. They are a bit dry. Just use a medium nib. They just weren't really working well together. And then I got a hold of these ink vent ones and put dusted truffle in it, and I felt like personally they wrote very similar, like how like the writing looked on the page. Just looked very similar, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is going on? Because I just thought to myself, I was like, oh, did I imagine it? Does this actually have gold shimmer? But it doesn't. And I will tell you why. That little leaf was terrible, but never mind. They don't look anything alike. Oh, maybe it is gold shimmer. For the longest time I thought it had silver shimmer at the bottom, but I guess not. Well, there's Majestic Maple Syrup. She's looking lovely, and again, this is why we do ink explorations, because clearly I did not remember this looking like that. It kind of looks like Colosseum, but with some shimmer in it. Some gold shimmer. And maybe a little bit more legible, but... This is Diamine Muddy Puddle, which is part of the Autumn Tones collection with Colt pens. Oh, crap. When the ink bottles are so full and I just kind of shove my nib in there. See, this has like a greyish brown. Base to it. But very warm golden shimmer. And this is a gorgeous ink as well. So many lovely ones, and to be honest, I don't think any of them look that similar, so that's good going. But yeah, that's all of them. That's all my brown inks. I mean, maybe apart from Antique Sepia. I mean, looking at it on this paper, I'm just like, that's not very brown, is it? And Petrified Wood isn't very brown either, but again, I think it's just the paper. It just makes, it brings out all the interesting properties in these inks. But yeah, that's all the brown inks for my little exploration here, my mini exploration. I know that a lot of other creators and fountain pen people will have a vast display of inks to show you, and whilst I am very lucky and have a lot of inks, like too many for me to get through really, I do just have this little I do just have this little selection here of browns, but they're really lovely shades. And please let me know if there are any other browns you think I would like, if you think they would be up my street. I mean, just, I really love all of them, I have to be honest. I think my top ones, Sandstone, has come out differently in here because, as I said, some of these I've only swatched on my traveller's company, like little infantry, I like to call it, and so I haven't actually been able to try them on this paper. So this has come out really interesting. It's darker than it was on the other one. Betty's, because I've not had a chance to swatch that yet because it arrived today, has come out really nicely as well. I've just kind of like, whenever I see Cinnabon, I just really love it because it's just so warm. And then these shimmers are just some of the nicest shimmers I think I could show you. I mean, they are lovely. Just look at them. So yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, the only other ones I can think of, as I said, are Oyster Hour and Steeped Umber by Ferris Press. But there's also like Cafe Crema from Robert Oster. Yammer. Please let me know what your favourites are. Any recommendations as well, please leave them below. But thank you so much for watching, and again, I'm so sorry about this shadow. There's literally nothing I can do, unfortunately. I unfortunately do not have ring lights or anything like that. Yeah, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you all for, you know, just coming along and watching my videos whenever I can post them. I mean, I should be able to post a lot more frequently. It's just been a very busy summer so far, and it's going to be another busy month for August. Anyway, for now, that's my brown ink exploration. Oh my gosh. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I'm just ramble sometimes, but yeah, I hope you can appreciate this. Alright, bye guys.